everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Top 10. I am John Roca.
And I am Matt Nost, and we're here to bring you another sweet week of movie discussion here on the Top 10 show. And looking forward to it. But how you been?
I've been good. Been busy. I'm prepping to go to Las Vegas next week for CinemaCon, which I've never been to. So just kind of got invited at the last minute by a friend who had a slot open up. And now I'm like trying to book a hotel. And Matt, I haven't been to Vegas in, I don't know, 15 years. But I don't know. The convention's at Caesar's Palace. So I've been kind of, I don't know. I can't pick what hotel to stay at. The Flamingo is available, but then I'm reading some bad reviews of the Flamingo. And then I'm looking at other things, but they're further down the strip, which means that I have to pay for a taxi or an Uber every time to get over there.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of, you got any advice? You ever stayed anywhere in Vegas? Like, you got any good hotels?
I've stayed at a few different places in Vegas.
Okay.
I've never stayed at Caesar's, so I don't know what they're like.
Caesar's $220 a night. I ain't got that rolling around.
Well, in that area is the Luxor. It's okay.
Okay.
Let's see. I've stayed at the Aladdin. That was nice, but it was like right after they refurbished it, and that was 20 years ago. So I don't know if that's really relevant to. Let's see. I've stayed at Circus. That's a dump. Okay. I've stayed at the Riviera. It's a step up from Circus, still kind of a dump. It was when I was young and broke. Let's see. Right. I stayed at Mandalay Bay. That was nice.
Okay. What about Flamingo? Have you ever stayed at the Flamingo?
I have not stayed at the Flamingo.
Okay.
I have not stayed there. And
they've got $93 a night.
Where is it on the strip? I think that location there really, to me, is ultimately determine how good the room ends up.
It's 5 to 7 minutes away from Caesar's walking. So that might make the most sense to me. It's just that I've read some of the reviews, like it took them an hour and a half to check in, and the virtual kiosks weren't working. Some people say they go into rooms and there's like a terrible smell in the rooms. Other people say the Wi-Fi doesn't work. So I never know how to take the reviews. You know, I'm not always good at that kind of shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a crapshoot on some level, unless you're going to the Bellagio or somewhere.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah.
And if you want to pay for Bellagio, I've never stayed there, but anymore when I go to Vegas, I'm in and out in a day to 2 days.
I know. I'm a little nervous because I don't like to stay in Vegas for too long, but this convention is running for 5 days or 4 days. But I want to get up there on Sunday so I can kind of acclimate myself, then get and do stuff on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then come back on Friday. But like, I'm not going to be going out and shit and going to the clubs, or, I mean, there might be some parties that we go to, but I don't want to go out into the strip and all that nonsense, because I'm there. You know, I have a couple of people I know that are going to be there, but I'm not looking to try to do an all-nighter or some crazy shit. Like, I just want to cover shit, enjoy it, and get the fuck back home, you know? So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't like Vegas anymore.
Too high, man.
It's fine. I don't dislike gambling, but it's not one of those things that really revs my engines. I don't really care.
Right.
So when we go, I'm happy to gamble, but at the same time, just like, hey, if we don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't drink anymore, so that's the other half of Vegas is out of the equation. Yeah. So now it's like it only looms so large in my imagination. Whereas I got a buddy that goes, I mean, once, if he could help it, he'd be there once a month.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he gets free rooms at some Caesars or MGM or somewhere just because he goes there and gambles. So they're just like, please keep coming back and gambling.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, so he gets a free room, and it's a nice room. And I've taken advantage of that. He's gotten us comp rooms at places before.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah.
But his parents love to gamble, and he kind of caught the bug from them, and he goes. But he's not losing his shirt. He's got a great job. He makes really good money. So it's just like, yeah, I go and I spend whatever, and then I enjoy myself for 2 days, and I come home. Like, all right, well, you know, so long as you're not hurting yourself, I don't give a shit.
Exactly. You're living your life.
Yeah. You don't have kids, so you have the expendable income, and enjoy yourself, have fun. I mean, he tries to talk me into going. Hey, you want to come with me? No, not really.
I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, if I could go for a day, which
Right.
I've done before, I drive in, hang out, and then drive home.
Right. Right.
I have done that numerous times, but usually it's for summer league. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Right on.
um, but yeah. So, are you going to stay for the? You're staying for 5 days, 6 days,
Yeah, I guess Sunday to Friday, right? Yeah, I'd leave
or
Friday morning. 5 days, I guess. Five, not 5 full days, but certainly close enough. Yeah, because I'd probably leave here about 1 o'clock because it's about a 4 hour drive from here, from San Diego, which I was really surprised to find out. About 4.5 hours or 4:15. Snyder's going to be there, which kind of really unsettles me. I love Jeff, but I mean, I don't want to be tempted by Jeff to go drinking out till 3 in the morning. I know how Jeff can get late at night. I don't want to get involved in it. So I have to be careful about that. But he wanted to carpool, and I'm like, okay, come on down. He's like, what? No, come get me. I go, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would I drive 2 hours to come get you, then drive another 5.5 hours to Vegas? That makes no sense when I can drive 4 hours from here. And if I'm driving, you should just come down here since I'll be driving. But he didn't want to do that. So all
well,
right.
it's only. I would imagine we're closer than you.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm 4 hours and 30 because it's around and to the east. It's northeast. Whereas from LA, it's north. It's farther away. Like I
You
could,
go dead east and then cut up once you get past like Palm Springs and that jazz.
yeah, yeah.
But I think it only takes a little over 4 hours to get there from here.
You sure?
I mean, I guess it depends on where in LA you're starting from, but where I live, yeah, I'm pretty sure it takes me like 4 hours, something like that. I don't know. I can look it up right now. But 5.5. It's never taken me that long. But if you lived on the west side, yeah, I could see that. If there's traffic that sets in, if you leave at a terrible time.
Sight. Yeah, I hear you, man.
Um,
Let's see here, Rick. Las Vegas. Let's take a look. LA to Las Vegas, Nevada.
so
Yeah,
from
5 hours. About 5 hours right
all right,
now.
from
Right.
my house right now, it takes 4.5 according to Google.
Yeah. So either way, it doesn't make sense for me to drive down to get Jeff or drive up rather. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's
'Cause for me right now,
272 miles from
yeah,
me,
yeah,
from my house.
yeah,
This is fun for anybody listening. Well, what is the exact mileage
yeah.
for you? Now, I have a rough approximation. I don't need to know where specifically you live,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I got a rough approximation. So if we did that
Hmm.
from should be roughly about there.
You putting it down?
It's 316 miles for you. So it's 40 miles, 44 miles technically less from my house than it
I'm
is from
going,
yours.
I'm going faster though. I think I'm going faster.
Okay, well, that's fine. But yeah, 316 is what, and 272 from me. But where Jeff lives is the west side. So
Yeah. So,
you're gonna drive to the west side, and that doesn't make sense. You guys should meet somewhere out near Palm Springs.
but then one of us would have to leave our cars. There's no
Yeah,
way I'm leaving my car.
that's fine. Just meet in San Bernardino
Like
and
fucking
fucking park your car
Pesci,
somewhere.
like Pesci and De Niro in Casino.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I mean, if you want to save on, they cut some of the mileage off, but yeah, it doesn't make any sense
Yeah,
for either of you to pick up the other.
exactly. Right. So if I leave,
No.
let's see. If I leave at 1 o'clock on Sunday, it's a 4 hour and 11 drive. 4 hours and 11 minutes. Well, it's not bad.
Where are you getting these calculations?
On Waze,
Huh.
yeah,
4 hours and 11 minutes from. I have a rough idea where you're at.
yeah, yeah. You do.
It's 300 and some odd miles, correct? Is that what Waze is saying?
Let me see. To Flamingo, it's saying 307 miles. Yes, 307 miles from where I live to Flamingo. Watch, someone's like now doing it on their computer, like figuring out, going, okay,
Well,
where's
but
now I
that
know.
only gives you a circle radius of, in no way does that give you any idea as to where it actually is.
Yeah, like if I wanted to get there by 5:15, I would leave by 1 o'clock.
Well,
That's not too bad. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 5:15. Yeah, 5:15. So there you go. I
all right.
know.
Well,
I tell you, man. Yeah.
good luck to you. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
impressed because that means you're clocking minimum 75 miles an hour in your
I
car
guess. I don't know.
to do 307 miles. We'll just
Yeah,
call it 300 for the sake of
sure.
argument.
Sure.
That's 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So to do it in 4 hours,
It's
I
telling
mean,
me
basically.
I-15 to 215 to 60 west to the 15 and stay on the 15 all the way to Flamingo. So, yeah. We'll find out on Sunday if I end up booking the room at the Flamingo, which I think in the end I'm gonna default and have to do just to not deal with the madness of it all.
Well, has Snyder booked his yet?
Yeah, he's getting because he works for those 2
I'll
he's
see.
working with they're, like, splitting the cost of his hotel room. He's staying at Caesars.
Okay. I
So, yeah, but Caesars right now is 220, and that's
was gonna
just
say you could get a B&B and have to like drive into the strip or something, but you probably end up saving money and get a much nicer accommodation.
on the B&B?
Yeah.
Would you save money, though, paying for parking in every
It
one?
just depends on what the parking situation is like. I don't have the
Yeah,
slightest clue. I've never had to deal with
right,
driving in to have to park.
yeah, yeah,
Who knows?
right,
But
right. Yeah, you
yeah,
probably get some nice because like, Henderson and all those places around there, it can be some nice cities that might have some Airbnbs. I hadn't thought about the Airbnbs. That's a good suggestion. Maybe I'll play around with that. Maybe.
well, for a 5-minute walk for $99, so long as it isn't an utter shithole,
Yeah,
that's not bad.
yeah. I mean, the pictures look nice, but what does that mean? Anyway,
Well, just gotta ask for a non-smoking room and
we'll see what happens.
yeah, it's weird smells. It's Vegas.
Yeah.
What do you think happened in that hotel room? It's Vegas. People go there specifically to do the most debaucherous things that they can get away with, legal and illegal.
That's true. Vegas, baby,
So
Vegas. Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't take a black light with you if I were
Oof.
you.
No, I no, I just want to be able to sleep. That's all.
Are you taking your own sheets or anything?
I didn't think about that.
The older I get, like somewhere
Did
like
you wash?
Vegas, I'm like, oh, they do. Do you think they wash that comforter? They do not.
No. Some people said that like they didn't clean their place for like 5 days. Like, is that the thing now with the?
I have no idea what would
Yeah,
do.
I'll have to call. I'm gonna call. I'll call them. Maybe I can call Caesars and kind of talk them down, and
I mean,
maybe.
that's the hope with the higher end hotels that they're a little bit more stringent on the cleaning policy
Yeah, yeah, good point.
because you got to cut corners somewhere if you're offering discounted rates.
Yeah, true, true.
But so
Anyway,
who's got their residency at Caesars? I mean, who are you going to see? I think Sting was there for a while. Does Celine still have her residency?
I don't know who's got the residency at Caesars. I mean, I saw Wayne Newton's at the Flamingo, and I was like, you know what? Just for the shtick factor alone, the kitsch factor rather alone, to
I
see Wayne Newton.
I agree with you because it's a Vegas legend. How
Yeah,
sad is that going to be though?
I know, right? Um,
And that's not me denigrating the man. It's just
no,
he's
no.
got to be old. Like I saw Rickles right before he passed away,
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
and
great.
he
Yeah.
sat in a chair and he just, he that was all the energy he had, and he looked tired.
Yeah.
It was still great to see him, but at the same time, like this is a shell of his former self. And it was, if you go on YouTube and see any clips of his act, it was the exact same thing that he's been doing for 40 something, 50 years.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah. The racist. Let me say this about Japanese people because he was in World War II
Right. Right.
and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Uh, but it wasn't, I mean, yeah, he's a Vegas institution.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Adele was supposed to be there, and she canceled her residency like the day before.
Mm.
So that was huge. But I mean, there's a lot. I mean, the Chris Angel shit is there. There's some Harry Potter show that's there. John Legend is there in residence, which I didn't know Legend even had a fucking show. I
Does he
want
have
to
enough
try seeing.
songs for a show?
Well, that's fair. I want to see the Beatles one, the Beatles Love or
Mhm.
whatever. I want to see that one. So if I can see that one, I might, depending on the requirements or what's going on. Penn and Teller are still there, I think.
Yeah, yeah, they're at the Rio.
Yeah.
They're like the longest residents at one casino now in Vegas history.
I saw this weird one, which is an evening with Whitney Houston, a hologram concert at Harrah's in Las Vegas. What the fuck is that? Like a
I
hologram? Is her just standing there in a hologram? Is that
I guess maybe and they're just playing the audio from some live performance or something. I don't know.
that seems odd to me.
That's a weird one.
Sting, yeah, where's Sting? What's the deal with Sting? Is Sting up in
I
this?
read something he's got a residency at Caesars at some point,
Hmm.
but maybe that's like just on their calendar in the future.
The Doobie Brothers. Come on now. Oh, here we go.
Sure.
Sting. Yes, at where is it? Buy tickets here. Let's see. Sting. Do you think Sting is over there? Oh, he's in June. He's coming in June.
Okay. Is it
Yeah.
at Caesars?
Yes, it is at Caesars. Yes, the Coliseum at Caesars in June. That's a shame. It's a goddamn shame. Same thing with Katy Perry. She's doing I would have totally gone to see Katy Perry. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the woman's hot as hell. But she's doing the American Idol, whatever it is, right now. So
Ah,
yeah,
yeah, but then you got to pay the Vegas prices to go see a show, and that's
yeah, it's like 125.
it's the worst part. A
Yeah.
friend of mine used to run the Playboy comedy show at the
Oh,
Rio,
right.
and he was like, "You know what? Our ticket sales were mediocre when we charged $30 to $40, and then we made the decision we're going to charge 100 to 150, and we sold out every show."
Wow.
Yeah, it's just because it's Vegas, so people assume, oh, if it
Oh,
costs more, this is one of the best shows in Vegas.
gotta
Then,
be good. It's gotta
yeah.
be good, right?
So then the pay for comedians went up and all that stuff, and
How funny.
yeah, he ran that show for a long time. But
Hey,
they're being flabbergasted by that. It's like, really? 30 to $40. It's tough to sell the ticket. Quadruple the price. You sell out every night. Okay. People are stupid.
Donny Osmond is here. Come on now. Donny Osmond. Oh my. Oh no, he comes in May. So yeah, I'm missing all the shows. And maybe that's why they're holding the convention before the big
Probably
shows.
there's, I mean, you're just, you know,
Yeah.
rubbing up against when tourist season actually begins.
Yeah. And they're gonna be showing Top Gun. Which I'm so excited to see the Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. So
Oh, the full movie?
yeah, the full movie on I think Friday or Saturday night with Paramount doing their presentation. So that's another big reason why I'm going as well, to kind of be a
Uh,
part of that.
Well, you said you're getting there Sunday and leaving on Friday, which
Oh, sorry, Thursday night. It would be Thursday night would be the Paramount situation. Yeah, so it goes Monday through Thursday, which is a really weird. It doesn't go the weekend at all. It's
it's
Monday through Thursday.
Vegas's moneymaker.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have Adult Con or something coming in right after you that actually
Oh yeah.
drives in more people with degenerate habits into their fucking casinos.
What's that crossover like? Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We shall see. We shall see. Craziness. But well, anyway, what's up with you? We're spending all this time talking about what's up with you.
Well, I saw that clip of Mike Tyson punching a dude in the face on a plane. Did you see
What?
that this morning?
No, what?
He's
Holy
on a
shit.
flight, and this dude is it appears he is nonstop. He's sitting behind him,
Oh,
and
he's
they're
just
in
giving him
first
shit?
class or business class. You can find it on TMZ,
Oh,
but a friend of mine tweeted it
no.
out.
No.
And Mike's just sitting there, and the clip just keeps like cutting to another time the guy's saying something, another time, then eventually it cuts to Mike is turned around and it's just walloping him.
Why
You
is
can't
this
really
guy...
fully see it, and then it cuts to the aftermath, and the guy is just sitting there now with like this big frown that looks very real. It doesn't look like he's putting it on for the camera, and he has abrasions on the right side of his face.
Why is he punching him?
I don't
I
know.
mean, why is he saying shit to him?
No clue. I just saw the clip and I was like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
Mike going fucking roadhouse on this dude.
Yeah. I can't even. Okay, so Barstool Sports has it. I don't want to put the audio because I'm gonna get in trouble. But
Yeah, so the guy's just It's his friend filming from across
Oh,
the aisle, and the dude standing up like over the top of Mike from
yeah.
behind him,
Trying to get the
talking.
attention.
Uh-huh.
Oh
And
my
it
God.
looks and they keep cutting it, so it looks like this probably went on for a good chunk of the flight.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm seeing the punching now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. His buddy's like trying to block Mike from killing him.
And then
Oh
the
Lord.
the guy afterwards, they were like the frowny, "Moo." That
Yeah.
looks very real. In no way did I think he's actually making that frown for the camera.
Yeah.
That's him with a soggy diaper.
In no way should they give this guy any money. In no way should any court in the land give this idiot any money. You
Well, we don't know what was said.
know?
We don't
I don't care what was said. If the guy is violating his personal space constantly and stepping up and pointing fingers, this idea that everyone just is allowed to fuck with you as long as they want is
I
ridiculous.
agree.
Don't give me this be the bigger man bullshit. People who say that never have to confront that shit.
I
Never have
agree.
to confront that shit.
I agree. But
So
if the guy is just sitting there saying, what if Mike started it and then Mike sat down? And the
that's
guy was like,
okay, fine.
you fucking what? And just is like, come on, man. Like, that's a bunch of, nonsense and whatever. And then brings it back up later when he gets flustered. We don't know the full story.
That's fair. Hey man.
If it looks like what it looks like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But if it's a case of where
Yeah.
the guy was actually just, over the top positive, I love you, I'm a huge fan, whatever, and he got fed up,
That's fair.
like,
That's
Mike,
fair.
come on,
Right.
no. But if the dude is an asshole for 2 hours of a flight and finally Mike snapped, I don't think any of us would blame him.
No, I don't think so either. I
Um,
want the full video, man. I want the full
He's
because they cut between the
yeah, they cut
real
between, so we don't know the time length of it.
Yeah, there is a video of seeing Mike over punching the dude multiple times over the chair, but like that isn't in context. So yeah, you don't know what happened before or after.
Exactly. So we need now the accounts of the other individuals involved.
Yeah,
And until, this comes out, I am not going to rush to
yeah, fair enough.
lay blame at anyone's feet until I actually know the facts or the facts as they're presented to me.
And this is
You know.
first class too, like from the way the seating.
Yeah, or business class, one of the two. This
Oh yeah,
isn't.
business class, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's not steerage.
Yeah. Why
She's
are you?
not down with the plebs. He's sitting in a nicer seat, and so the other dude's got money too.
Yeah, I got to hear what he sings. I haven't watched the video, so I don't know. The guy's gesturing a lot, but I haven't heard yet what he's saying. If he says anything negative or fucking with a guy, then yeah, absolutely no judge in the land should give him any money for this, and he should take his lessons and his lumps. Ugh.
Well, I mean, sure, but the guy's going to get some money.
Fucking hell, it's ridiculous.
He is.
You
If
should be able
nothing
to
else, they'll settle.
You should be able to counter him.
He would lose that. He's already going to pay a lot in lawyers' fees and a settlement if he can manage to get the settlement.
Yeah,
because otherwise, I mean, he already has a previous track record that's not going to look good in court. So it behooves him to settle in this instance.
Exactly.
But yeah, I saw that right before, like 20 minutes before we started recording. I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? I thought this shit was all behind you.
Yeah. Well,
At least I had hoped.
Everyone's got their breaking point, man. This ain't a Will. This doesn't feel like a Will Smith situation. So I'm just saying. Ugh.
Yeah, they're not even close to me.
Yeah. Don't fuck with Mike. That's basically the general rule of life.
You shouldn't do it in general.
Yeah. Ironically, Will rapped about that on DJ Jazzy Jeff.
He did. I was a big fan of that song when it came out.
It was, wasn't it?
It was a good song. I called into my brother and I were playing Punch Out and called into a radio station to have them play that song as we're playing Punch Out, and they said awesome. We don't play that song. That's not part of our repertoire. And they're like, and then just went back to playing it. I couldn't beat Tyson. I could beat pretty much anybody else. Sandman was my or not Sandman. Who was the guy that was right before Tyson that do that spin punch, and he was like supposed to be like the pretty guy, but he was super muscular. Shit. He was my specialty. So I could get anybody get stuck there, I can do him, and then I'd hand off to do Tyson because I was never able to beat Tyson.
Okay. Let's see here. Mike Tyson Punch Out characters in order. Glass Joe. All right, so all the ones. So before Tyson, it was Super Macho Man.
Yep. Super Macho Man, I could beat.
Yeah, the
Easily.
macho spin punch.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said time it out. I knew the timing. Like I could do that one in my sleep. I never found him difficult.
yeah. Oh,
Every
really?
time.
Oh, that's interesting.
It was just that was my specialty. So
Yeah.
me and my friends would sit around, or my brother and I and whatnot. When we got to Super Macho Man, they'd hand me the controller, and I could beat him, and then I'd have to hand it off to somebody else because I couldn't beat Tyson.
I think the farthest I got was Don Flamenco. I could never beat Sandman. Sandman was the toughest.
Sandman's tough.
Yeah.
Sandman was tough. He was there was another friend of mine. I think that was Michael's specialty, and he
Mm.
would get Sandman. Yeah, I could get to a certain point on my own, and then you start hitting on like this dude. The timing just
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Super Macho Man, super simple. I never understood why that was hard for others, but I guess you could say the same for the guys that could take down Sandman and
Or
Tyson.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, most of the others were pretty simple.
I love this. It says you'll need 5, 10, maybe 20 plus attempts in order to figure out how to beat Tyson. Wow.
You can't take a hit for the first like round and a half or something.
Wow.
If you take, I know in the first round, if you take a single hit, you go down.
Yeah.
Um,
Fucking Bald Bull. You got to play ball. You got to fight Bull twice, which is always
yeah,
interesting.
I always liked Bald Bull. I thought he was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and King Hippo was fun.
Oh yeah, King Hippo. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Those always had Duel of the Butcher, King Hippo.
Don Flamenco, I hated.
Yeah.
Well, just because I found him stupid. That big sweeping hook and this stupid rose.
Such a bitch. Don Flamenco. Oh, Piston Honda. Right. That's right.
Piston Honda. Yeah, it was the first big boss, so to speak.
You do the whole little, oh, that's right. The wiggle uppercut.
And then there was the Indian dude.
Yeah.
Who could like disappear. We do that big circular around the ring.
The Great Tiger.
Great Tiger. Yeah. You have to look for the blinking jewel on his hat, his turban, I'm not sure what that thing is called.
That's awesome. And then Soda Popinski.
Soda Popinski. Yeah, sure. He was easy. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Sandman was difficult though, dude. Those little and then throw out the little right and left hooks, but he do the spinning around the man. And it's like, God, this is fucking ridiculous.
Just knock him out. That's great. Matt, we got to check in on your playoff predictions. How well is it going? I feel like it's not going well in your NBA playoffs predictions. I think you had the Raptors beating the Sixers, and the Sixers are up 3-0 right now, 3-0.
Yeah, but I mean, injuries, you have to take into account injuries. Scotty Barnes goes down. Gary Trent was purported to be 100%. He's not. Fred VanVleet is not fully. I mean, he's playing, but he doesn't look like Fred VanVleet to me.
Look, I'm talking about your predictions here, man. If you want to start offering up excuses, I think I suppose
well, that's not excuses. That's real. That's like saying, okay, my hope was that the Bulls would win 1-2. Well, now Middleton's out.
Yeah, you guys might win this series.
Let's not go too far.
I'm just saying.
We have a chance now.
Huge loss.
We have a chance, but Booker's going to be out for a minimum of 1 to 2 weeks. He could be out longer. Exactly. So you can prognosticate as much as you want, but now we have key injuries to numerous individuals, and it changes the complete complexion of those series. But yeah, I thought the Raptors had a real chance.
Yeah.
Embiid has had a great game last night.
Yeah. I'm not participating in y'all's back and forth, by the way. Y'all can have fun on that on Twitter. I can't.
Oh, that's fine. Difference of opinion. The people that are like, it's clear cut. I don't think there's a clear cut answer this year for MVP.
I agree. There's not. Hey, listening to Russillo and Simmons, I got lost in the fucking black hole of both their choices. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I choose Jokic, but it's not like it's definitively like he is the greatest of all. It's just, if we were to plug and play between the two top tier caliber, or the two top vote getters in Embiid and Jokic, I think if you put Jokic on Philly, their win total goes up marginally. And if you put Embiid on Denver, their win total goes down marginally. And that to me is the difference. And then you look at Jokic has every advanced stat. I mean, doesn't matter what you want to look at. It's like, say there's 100, Jokic has 75 of them where he's number one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, eye test Embiid looks unstoppable. I will give you that. But at the same time, you also have to respect his teammates more, so it frees up the space. And you watching Jokic against Golden State, I feel bad for him because the
Yeah.
defense is like, it's you versus 5 of us. Good luck.
Right.
Whereas Embiid, it's just like, you got to respect Maxey, you got to respect Harden. And once you respect the 2 of those, then it turns Tobias into a spot up player. And he's an overpaid spot up shooter, but he's a good one.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they got more weapons. It's not a knock on Embiid. I'm just like, you have to take that into account when you look at the calculus of the valuation of each individual.
Dude,
And it makes it all the more impressive.
You're going to win this series. I hate to break it to you.
Look,
There's
I'm not
no
gonna.
one left here. Oh, sorry.
I'm not gonna be party to you jinxing my own fucking team.
Just say there's nobody. Who's going to step up? I mean, you guys beat him with Middleton the other night. So if Middleton's out, who is going to give you the replacement points?
Well,
Drew Holiday, Wesley Matthews consistently?
Middleton was there for most of the game, and then he went out late, and late is where, because they kept climbing back in, and then we'd hold them off. And if they had Middleton, there's another guy that can make big buckets late. So I don't know if we escape with that win if Middleton is still in the game.
That's fair, but you've got, I mean, DeRozan, Vucevic, and Levine now
all had good games.
Alex Caruso as well. Like there's a hunger there that with Middleton out, there's like they smell blood in the water. These Bulls.
Exactly. This could be a Celtics Bulls, and then Rondo gets hurt when there's a team that's like, look, they're coming together at the right time.
Yeah.
And one key injury, and then boom, Celtics take that series. But up until that moment, I thought we were going to win it. We had them figured out.
Yeah.
So I don't, I will be intrigued. Friday night is the next game.
Right.
And I will be watching that one. And
okay.
I can't wait.
I'm calling right now. Miami will beat the Hawks. That's not an issue.
I
think Brooklyn will come back and tie the series in Brooklyn against the Celtics.
Ben Simmons is going to be back for game 4, it looks like.
That's huge. The defending wise.
Defense wise. Yeah.
We'll
see, though. But he's still not going to be 100% a defender either.
Yeah.
Because he's not at game speed. So even if he's 80%, that's still something.
Yeah. Because they need it.
Yeah, they do. Because they got to make all kinds of choices at points where it's just like we're playing offense with this unit and no defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And other times where they're like, okay, we're going to sub in a couple of defenders. Now you got Claxton in there, and just like, but then now they're going to go to hack a Claxton, and the guy is just atrocious from the free throw line.
And I think Durant's going to be super pissed about everyone making a big deal about the fact that he disappeared in game 2 in the second half, and he's going to want to come out and kill.
He didn't disappear, man. They had a great defensive scheme for him.
That's
the first time I've ever seen Durant shut down 2 games straight that I can recall, where it's just like they got an answer.
Yeah.
It's impressive to watch. It's like, oh, you want to get to the elbow? We have a second help defender waiting at all times at the elbows for you. Good luck. And you also like that fade away from the baseline. We're going to shade over an extra defender over there.
Yeah.
Just ask you to pass it to Bruce Brown. To
Ancestors.
Yeah. Kyrie only had 10 points himself. So it's not like it was all about.
No, it was Durant at the free throw line kept them in the game.
Yeah. So.
And then Brown and Drummond but Kyrie didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
After he had, that's Kyrie at this point. Excellent game. And then the next game, I assume, is just going to be average. But the second game was bad for him.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, they still got to win 2 more. It's entirely possible. This defense is just swarming.
Yeah. Yeah. And when does was it is Williams coming back before this series is over? There was rumors. No.
Williams?
Sorry, Time Lord.
Oh, Time Lord?
Sorry.
Hypothetically, the 27th is 1 month. The original prognosis was 4 to 6 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
27th. Yeah, if they can win without him, that's cherry on the fucking top, man. Just get him more rest.
The worst would be if they come back and tie it, and then Time Lord comes back, and that just kind of wipes everything out. And then they wipe out the Nets, is what I'm saying. Wow. All right, so I've got your Bulls beating Milwaukee now. I've got Philadelphia beating Toronto.
Yeah, that one's easy. Miami over the Heat, easy. Golden State over Denver.
God damn, it's fucking Moonlight. ESPN loves to play these loud fucking noises, man. I was just looking at the matchups.
It doesn't matter how many times you tell them you want to turn autoplay off.
Yeah, I know.
It's always the default, and they're like, "Oh, did you want that off?" Yeah, I click it off every time I'm on your website. I don't want autoplay on.
For the love of
my
God.
bad. Yo, next time though, you want it on, right? No,
No, I don't.
no.
Um, well, let's see here. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Philly will
Minnesota.
beat the Raptors. Yeah,
Yeah, Minnesota, Memphis. I
that's gonna
still
go
like
7. That's gonna go 7. I'm telling you right
it.
now.
Could it could. We'll see tonight's game 3
Yeah.
because now we're back in Minnesota.
Ooh,
But
that's a tough stadium to play in, man.
Minnesota's only job was to win 1 of 2 in Memphis. They did it.
They did it. Yeah.
But I still like Memphis.
I'm shocked by the Nuggets capitulating to the Warriors like they are. That's kind of shocking.
To this degree, yes, but I'm
Yeah.
not shocked with the outcome.
Okay.
I assumed Golden State was going to win this,
Yeah.
but they just don't have the firepower. It's like, okay, even if Steph doesn't have a good game, he's coming off the bench. You still got Poole, you still got Clay, you still
Yeah.
got Wiggins, you
Yeah.
still got Draymond. And I'm not saying Draymond, but it's like 10 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, and be like, that dude was then in a ton of different action.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they just have too many answers for questions that the Nuggets can pose.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame Nuggets going out yet again. It's a shame.
And then the Suns, we'll see. Booker's out, but he's been out for other stretches during the season. Everybody else stepped up. So it just could be one of those things of he had his mojo going. The team was relying on him in game 2. And then when he goes out, they were kind of scrambling to find their footing because they've been relying on one thing for the duration of the game until he went down.
Right.
Because it was him, and then Brandon Ingram was the second best player on the court. And then it ended up Brandon Ingram closed the game.
Yeah.
And was the best player out there that night. I still think Phoenix wins, but
if you're going to lose Booker for a series or for a few games in a series, this is the team to lose it against. I don't think the Pelicans have enough to beat Phoenix even without Booker.
I agree.
Yeah.
The depth of the Suns, they've proven it during the year that guys can go out and other dudes step up.
Yeah, Chris will roll that team into the second round.
But if Chris Paul were to go down with
that's a different conversation.
Yeah, playoff injury, as well as they played without him when he was out during the regular season, it becomes a much different team.
Yeah. What about Mavericks Jazz now? 1-1.
I have no idea, man.
Injury, man. I mean,
and I think best case scenario for him is he comes back game 4 or 5, but more than likely it's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But the Jazz look like they hate each other pretty openly. So if they don't, like, if this goes 7 games and Doncic comes back and loses, I can't even, they might fight on the court.
Yeah.
That's why normally you'd be like, coming into this, oh, the Jazz are going to win this. But then you watch the team and you're like, man, they fucking hate each other. So I just don't, I would not be surprised if they lost the next 3 straight. Like, just where they're at.
Really.
Yeah, because you got what? Conley had no points.
No, he had a terrible game in the last one. Jalen Brunson carved them up. Jalen Brunson, who's a good player, but yeah, just destroyed them. And you're like, dude, guys, this team is made around one player, and that player is out.
Yeah.
And the other dudes are crushing you.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, on paper, you would imagine without Doncic, the Jazz would have the advantage. But like you said,
it's a team designed entirely around one player, and that player is out, and they just destroyed you in game 2.
Yeah, tonight's going to be interesting. Tonight is going to be interesting for sure.
It's really going to set the tone, because if the Mavericks manage to win this one, then it gives them a little bit a greater breather for Luka to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that calf strain is, it's like Devin's hamstring. You just got to let it rest.
That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now that we've caught up with each other 40 minutes into the show. We are talking about the top 10 American American remakes of foreign films. We kind of figured out we might have the same movies. And so we thought we'd have some fun conversation talking about the movies that didn't make our list. But we'll also give you our lists as well.
Yeah.
But have a conversation initially about some of the movies that did not make our list. So it may be that these movies we bring up might have made one of our lists. So that may table the conversation to later on in the show. But this is something that Matt kind of suggested, and I thought it was a fun idea. So Matt, what do you want to do with it?
Yeah, I think it's just when you look at the list, because you can find a Wikipedia entry of all the American films remade, and they list it by country. Yeah. And I went through every country's releases.
Wow.
And the actual list of potentials that are good movies that
Mhm.
I genuinely like, it's pretty shallow list.
Yeah.
And then once I made mine, I looked at it and I was like, I'm pretty sure we're going to have 7, maybe 8 in common.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
not going to have much room. And I actually changed my 10 to a
Oh,
different answer just to make sure we had at least one movie different.
wow.
Um, I think it's very similar. So, in light of that,
Okay.
I suggested to you, hey, why don't we talk about the movies that didn't make our list? Because a bunch of these we rarely, if ever, talk about.
Yeah. Sure.
And we can at the end say, well, here's what I had on my actual list.
Right.
Um, but yeah, a bunch of the movies that end up on the actual list are movies that make quite a few different lists.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's the way we did it. So we're going to talk about movies that don't often make our list.
All right.
So I'll throw out the first one,
Okay.
Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Oh, nice choice. Okay. Go ahead.
I believe it's a French film
Yes.
that they're remaking.
Mhm.
But it's Dreyfuss, Bette Midler, Nick Nolte, and Dreyfuss and Midler are like a new Beverly Hills couple that have money, but they're not from wealth type of thing. But they're both kind of struggling for their identity on some level at this point in their life. It's like a bit of a midlife crisis ish, and
Mhm.
they're unhappy in their marriage. And Nolte he's a homeless guy who stumbles into their life and kind of creates a spark and dysfunction and
Yeah.
whatnot. And is it the greatest of movies? No, but it's a unique idea. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's worthy of a watch if you like any of the actors involved
Yeah.
and to see just the interactions and how they change and pivot and grow over the course of the movie. And then at the end, that nice little, coda on the end
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
scene. I don't know if I should spoil it or not because I don't know how many people have seen Down and Out in Beverly Hills. But it gives you a nice little warm, oh, that's okay. Like it's almost makes you feel like there could be a sequel. I'm glad they didn't do it.
No, no. You're right. Yes.
The continuing adventures of. Um, but it just seems like it's a fun movie, and it was one that once I wrote it down, I was like, God, I haven't thought about Down and Out in Beverly Hills in forever.
Wow. Okay.
Well, when was the last time you saw it? It's been since the '80s
No,
since
no.
I
It's
saw
been
it.
a long time since I saw it. Yeah, absolutely. But whenever Bette Midler comes up in my mind, in any kind of memory or whatever, or I see her tweeting about something, I always think of either Beaches, Down and Out in Beverly Hills, or what's the other one that she did? God damn it, I can't remember the other one that she
The
did.
one with Danny
Oh,
DeVito,
Ruthless People. Yes.
Ruthless People.
Yeah, those are the three that I usually think about when I think about Bette Midler in a movie. So yeah, so it is something I have thought about every once in a while, but not extensively, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I need to go back and see Ruthless People, figure out whether or not I actually like that movie. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. What are your
Oh,
thoughts on it all these years later?
on Down and Out in Beverly Hills? Yeah, I
Well,
mean, it was a surprising film for when it came out. Like, not what you'd expect from Mel Brooks for sure.
mhm.
And Nolte's an interesting because he's playing a homeless guy, such an interesting character for him to play as well. And I remember being an uneven comedy, but one that
It
was
is.
trying to say something about the social constructs that exist in our world and still exist in our world. So yeah, I thought it was for what it was. It was deceptively deeper than people give it credit for, although it didn't 100% hit the mark. I thought what they were overall going for was there for you to catch it if you saw below the surface. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're right in pointing out like it tries to have a discussion about certain things,
Right. Right.
and one of which is like money doesn't equal happiness.
Right. Right.
They have all the money in the world and they are brutally unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you're right. It is an interesting one from Mel Brooks, especially when you look at his canon.
Yeah.
Tried to do a departure from the satirical. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
on the last gas. After this you have Spaceballs, and that's a favorite of yours, but I think that thing's terrible.
Spaceballs. Yeah.
How the
Oh.
Mighty Have Fallen, in my opinion.
For me, I'll throw. This is one that you might not. Well, we've talked about it, so never mind. But we haven't talked about 3 Men and a Baby. Have we ever talked about 3 Men and a Baby?
We haven't. That made my list, but I'm happy to talk
Ooh.
about it now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it wasn't one that I it's one that I like, but didn't make the final 10. And because of some recent entries that I kind of feel like, oh, I'll go back and watch those much more than I'll go back and see Three Men and a Baby. But what an interesting film, another 1980s film with three guys who are kind of in weird spots in their careers, with Gutenberg and Ted
Mhm.
Danson and Tom Selleck, arguably two TV guys kind of trying to see if they've got any kind of following here that can develop theatrically, with a guy who was kind of running out of gas a little bit by the time he got
Yeah,
this role. Because I think this is 1989, and I think this is
I think it's 1987.
oh, is it 87? My bad.
Believe so.
And it's, yeah, you're right, 87, November 25th of 1987, directed by Nimoy of all people, Leonard Nimoy. So, and a remake of a French film again, but a very sweet film. It's just not one that I necessarily revere at the level that I would to put it on my list. It's not groundbreaking, at least now in any way, but certainly back then, three men raising a child, was kind of a big deal. And
It'd
they
still
did
be
it,
weird today. Three guys raising one kid.
maybe, I guess,
I'm
maybe.
not saying weird in a bad way. Just it's
Yeah.
anomalous. It doesn't happen.
Hmm.
And to further your point, the movie guy in that trio is Gutenberg.
Right. I know, which is crazy. Yeah.
Like he was not first on the call sheet. I'd assume it's Selleck,
Probably. Yeah.
but he is cock of the walk of like, guys, I make movies, not TV shows.
Exactly.
And Danson is on arguably the number one television show in Cheers.
Right. Right.
And the crazy thing, I saw this in the theater, but this was the number one box office movie of 1987.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
Three Men and a Baby. Yeah. Nobody saw this coming, hence the castings.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking them. It's just if they thought it was going to make money, they would have gotten stars.
Right. You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
This was a throwaway
This was a nothing. This was
fun film. Yeah.
low budget. And hopefully we can make a return on our investment.
Yeah.
Not a crazy one. It ends up being the number one box office movie, and it spawned Three Men and a Little Lady, which isn't nearly as good.
No. Yeah, it was made for $11 million and it made $240 million worldwide.
Yeah, I hope everybody had points.
I hope so too.
I hope they did.
Massive. Okay.
But it made like Gutenberg, he was a cartoonist, and
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, what a cool life. I would love to be a cartoonist. Look at this dude. Look at his room. How awesome is his room? I was a kid. I was dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Danson was an actor and Selleck was an architect, I believe.
Yeah.
And then what was it? There was a woman they all had a relationship with, ended up having a baby, but she didn't know who the father was.
Yeah. She didn't know who the father was. Yeah. Yeah.
Which I don't know if that specifically would fly today.
Yeah.
They might change that aspect of it, of one of the three gentlemen may or may not be the father, and the other two are just his buddies, and they're all helping raise her.
Yeah.
But it's got a ton of heart. There's some good comedy in it. It's a movie that crosses all generations if you watch it.
Yeah.
And I think, I still think it has a tremendous amount of charm.
It does, especially those three. I mean, because whether they're all essentially in their primes as actors. Now, in their careers, maybe not in their primes, but certainly as actors, in terms of age and seasoning and experience. And there's an easy chemistry between the three that's fun to watch, for sure. And the things that happen as a result of having the baby or having to take care of the baby are feel realistic when you're watching it and organic, which is great. What about you? What do you got next?
All right, so you had Three Men and a Baby. Here's one for you. Pure Luck.
Oh, the
Martin Short, Danny Glover.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't recommend it, but I enjoy the living shit out of it.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for Martin Short.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best thing in Only Murders in the Building, in my opinion.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, it's not even close to me. It's like he is on another level in that show.
Yeah, he's good in that show.
He steals every scene effortlessly. Yeah. And anyway, Pure Luck. Pure Luck is so this rich guy's daughter is prone to having bad luck and she gets lost. So they figure out, well, what if we found somebody with even worse luck and he'll be able to bad luck his way into finding her? That's the premise of the movie. And it really works for me. When he gets stung by a bee, that still makes me laugh.
Oh my god.
Is he starts ballooning up, and then Danny Glover's like, "What is wrong with you?" I think they're in a small little Cessna or a plane or something like that, and they're trying
Yeah.
to island hop. He's just oblivious too, and then realizes, and he gets to do a Martin Short freak out. If you love Martin Short, you're more than likely you've already seen this. But if
Yeah.
you like him in Only Murders, this is basically just let him be him.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is kind of the thing in the '80s, which is like, hey, Robin, just go full Robin. And Robin Williams had a higher success rate than Martin
He
Short.
did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah,
But this was a Martin, just go be Martin.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
just do everything you want. And if you're a sucker for Martin Short, like I am, I still, it's got a soft spot in my heart, and I like Pure Luck. And that was I'm gonna change up my number 10 and put it in. And then ultimately I was
Wow.
like,
Oh,
I'm not going to. I wanted to talk about different movies that we've
yeah.
never talked about.
Yeah, yeah. I hear
So Pure Luck is one from that that's in this mix that I secretly do enjoy.
Well, I had what is the what's the one I have here? Let Me In, the remake of the
Oh, I'm surprised they didn't make your actual.
no, because the remake I don't 100% like
Oh,
as much
that's right.
as
The
the
original
original.
is what you're.
Yeah, the original I really, really love. The remake is fine. Chloe Grace Moretz does a nice job with it, but it doesn't reach the levels of the original, and I think
Mhm.
that's why I dinged it the way I did on my list because there's so much there in the original that I wish they could have captured a little bit more. And I feel the way about if I can. Sorry. um, the Man with the Dragon Tattoo, same thing. That remake, the Fincher remake. I
The
know
girl
people
with the
love it.
dragon tattoo?
Oh, the girl with sorry, the girl with the dragon tattoo. I know people love that Fincher. I don't like the remake as much, but
I
it's a
like
good
both.
movie. But I don't think it's better than the original. I don't think the remake. I didn't put it on my list. So
I
both
put it
of
on mine.
those. Oh yeah, okay. Both
I
those films are damn good. Just didn't 100% get there for me.
Yeah, I like both. I know what you mean, but at the same
Mm.
time, I can separate those two out as opposed to like Old Boy.
Oh God,
Never had a chance, and just
no,
like, no, it's
yeah,
not. Just go watch the original.
yeah, no,
Yeah, it's a waste of time. I understand why you would choose to make a movie like that for an American audience because it's a great movie and
yeah,
it's one they should see. And because it's subtitled and in what Korean,
yes,
I don't know that they're going to see it. So this might be able to expose them to the idea. But as much as I love Josh Brolin and
yeah.
Spike Lee, no, thank you. Just go watch the original.
And the Let Me In is that's a good cast. With Cody Smith McPhee, who was nominated for an Oscar recently, Elias Koteas, Richard Jenkins, and Matt Reeves is the director, who I enjoyed the Batman. So I mean, it's a
Hmm?
good movie. It's just not 100% because I just can't separate it out in my opinion. I have the Old Boy, as you just said, the Old Boy connection to it. It's like it's just so the original is just so good, So um I throw this in there. Downhill. Nobody went to see this movie. I saw this movie, the one with Julia Louis Dreyfus and Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah. I remember it coming out. I never saw it.
Yeah, I think people didn't give it enough of a shot, and it is a remake of a Swedish film, but I think it's some of the best work Julia Louis Dreyfus has done. And Will is a little strange in the movie. And I think that's why people didn't want to like it because,
Mm.
like with Stranger Than Fiction, he's still someone you can cheer for. And these other kind of semi dramatic roles, he's someone you can cheer for. But in Downhill, he really is a kind of an absentee, arrogant father or a father doesn't understand. And the fact that he sacrificed his family to save himself. There's some real uncomfortable stuff that's being mined here by him. And I think maybe people just didn't like him doing that or going into that place himself. But I think it's actually a damn good movie, and it's written by, I think, co-written by Jim Rash, the guy who co-wrote The Descendants. It's transferred over him and Nat Faxon with Jesse Armstrong, kind of transferring over the script from the original Swedish films. And I thought it really got there. I remember seeing it on the studio set. There was a studio lot, rather. There was a screening for it on the studio lot, and I walked out of there going, man, this is actually really interesting. But I wonder if it'll find an audience, and in the end, it didn't. So it only made like $9 million.
Yeah, I chalked it up to Julia Louis Dreyfus.
Oh yeah, she was the reason people didn't go, or no?
Yeah, just she's not a draw in
Mm,
movie box office. Like
mm,
the movie she did with Gandolfini, which was
mm.
his last film. Nobody saw it. It's his
That's a
last
good movie
fucking
too.
film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good movie
but
too.
and it's just like I don't know. Is it because Louis Dreyfus is in it? And I'm a massive fan of hers.
Yeah, yeah.
I am not saying that to denigrate the
No, no,
woman.
no. You have to do the reality of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Well, it's your
perhaps people just see it and just don't think of her in movies or whatnot, or don't go to watch. I don't know what it is.
yeah.
So yeah, when that didn't do well, because that came up, that was in the Wikipedia article, and I was like,
Mm,
oh yeah, that movie. I remember when that came out. I never saw it.
yeah.
Um, because I don't even remember when it came out. I just remember seeing like offhand a trailer or something or a poster for it.
Yeah.
But I don't. You're the first person I've ever talked to that saw it.
Really? Oh, wow.
Think so. I mean, I'm sure if I asked
Right, right, right,
specifically,
right. Yeah.
like next time I see Snyder, hey, did you ever see this?
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, it could be a work thing
Yeah.
that you had to see it for. I'm saying of their own volition.
Oh,
I
I
don't.
see. Right. Yeah. No, I had to see it to review it. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know a single person that saw it.
Yeah.
At least the Gandolfini had the this is his last role,
Right.
so
Right.
people did see it, and it got a little bit of Oscar buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Downhill. Until doing the research for this, I had not given it
Mm.
one thought since it came out.
And Miranda Otto is so funny in the movie too, in a role you've never seen her play. If you know her from the Lord of the Rings movies, you see her in this movie. It's a completely different character. It's fantastic. So just wanted to give. It's one we're probably never going to talk about again, but that's one I wanted to give a little bit of love to because I did enjoy the movie, and nobody would see this fucking thing.
Yeah, true.
All right, what have you
How
got?
about The Toy,
Oh
the
my
Richard
god,
Pryor?
Richard Pryor one.
I think you genuinely need to be a fan of Richard Pryor to watch that,
Oh yeah,
because the movie's so.
yeah, yeah.
But if you're a sucker for Richard Pryor, which I didn't when I saw it originally, I didn't know about his stand up. I just knew him from Silver Streak and Stir Crazy and other movies.
Right,
So
right.
I was happy to watch it. I was like, I like Richard Pryor. Let's add in the other Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
And Jackie Gleason plays a dad who's kind of a rich absentee father.
right.
So he tries to give his son everything. And his son's a spoiled little shit.
Yeah,
And he eventually, in essence, buys Richard Pryor to be a toy
yeah,
for his son. He buys another human being. And the discussion of that comes up within it and the power dynamic between
mhm,
Richard Pryor and the kid
yeah.
is really good, especially as the kid begins to grow.
Yep.
And Jackie Gleason's growth, his character's growth by the end, and kind of stagnation at certain points
Yeah.
within the movie. I think that one could easily be remade and turned into like an excellent comedy that might actually be nominated.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's an uncomfortable film sometimes. People talk about it now and like, "Oh my god, he turned a black man into a toy. How racist is this?" But I think there was something they were trying to say
Yeah, it's
about
kind of the point.
how yeah, exactly, how, white people view black people, and how but what you see in the film is how the relationship between the young kid and Richard Pryor developed because the young kid didn't have a father in essence, even though Jackie Gleason was his biological father, it was Richard Pryor who becomes his mentor, his friend, his
Mhm.
father, kind of guiding him through as the film goes along. After the first few uncomfortable scenes between them, Richard Pryor starts to take more of a interest in kind of developing this relationship with him. So it's a deceptively smarter film than people think. And you're right, where Jackie, I think they were smart not to have him kind of co-opt Richard by showing his growth. There were still some areas by the end of the movie where you felt that he wasn't 100% going to get there with the kid. And I think
Yeah.
that was good because it kept the space for Richard to still have, or his character to still have that kind of relationship with the kid. Yeah. Yeah. I
But
remember that.
I think the whole point was we're taking an adult black man and
Yeah.
putting him into this role, and it's a discussion of slavery
Yeah.
and racism, and it's also a discussion of wealth, class, and how the top 1% view the rest of us.
Yeah. Right.
And that movie could easily be made today.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Um,
As toys. Yeah. Exactly. As people they can mess around with. Yeah.
yeah, we're pawns to their
Yeah.
king,
Yeah.
and we're collateral fodder for cannon fodder is what we are. It's fine if we die because we are just a faceless drone,
Yeah.
and they're the queen and must be protected at all times. Otherwise, the hive dies. Be like, well, maybe the hive needs to die then.
Yeah. Burn it to the ground.
Yeah. On some level, a lot of this system doesn't make a whole heap of sense.
No, you're right, man.
But that's a discussion for another day. Anyway, the toy, if you've never seen it and you're a fan of Richard Pryor, take the time. It's
Yeah,
worth it.
it's a good one. I agree with you. This is a weird one for me because it didn't make my list, but I do have a special place for it. And I think because it was right at the time when I was kind of getting into independent movies, as I said, Matt, in the early 90s, I've said before on the show, rather. And I really liked the original La Femme Nikita from Luc Besson with Anne Parillard and Cheshki Kari over there from Bad Boys. And then they made an American remake called Point of No Return with Bridget Fonda and Gabriel Byrne. And I actually like that movie. I don't think it's a great remake, but I think it's a good American remake.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's one of the last gasps of Bridget Fonda as an actress.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right? Because she didn't get a lot of opportunities to lead films. And in the end, she didn't quite, come. I don't know what she's up to now, but like, she was good in the movie. And there's a great scene where she can't, because the basic premise for those who've never seen it is it's a young girl who is committing a lot of crimes. She's caught up on drugs and hooked up with a bad guy. And during a shootout, she survives, even though they claim that she's dead, and they recruit her into this program to train her into being an assassin. So they turn her from this like tomboyish, strung out young woman into someone who is good with a knife, good with a weapon, good with a gun, good with a rifle, who also can be a lady or can be anything.
Yeah, use her sex appeal as a weapon.
Yeah, exactly. All of that. But what both La Femme Nikita and this film, Point of No Return, confront is, where does her freedom of choice, where does her free will come in to the situation as she starts to kind of reingratiate herself back in, or reintegrate herself back into society, and meets somebody that she actually really likes, who's nice and cares about her. What's the struggle she has with her handler versus wanting to live her own life and all that. So it's an interesting struggle. And certainly the original La Femme Nikita is fucking fantastic. This one did, I think, a serviceable job, or a good job kind of exploring that a little bit, where it could have really fallen apart and been cheesy. I thought they actually explored it. And there's a scene where she is assigned to kill this person and she can't do it. And her breakdown in the bathroom when she's realizing that she can't, is just some fantastic acting. And so I really liked it. And Gabriel Byrne did a nice job stepping in for Cheshki Kari, and the conversations between her and Gabriel Byrne are fantastic to watch. So
yeah,
it's a film that I do enjoy seeing every once in a while when I catch it on like TBS or TNT.
Yeah, I wrote it down on my side list but as I'm typing it, I was like, I know that's not going to make my list. So I'm glad it got discussed. I haven't seen it in forever, but this was the last gasp of Fonda.
Right? Yeah, kind of around the same time.
She had a push before that with Single White Female, and then Singles, and
right. Yeah, right around there. Yeah.
Things leading up to, and then this. And part of me feels like what maybe killed some of this is, didn't the USA show come out like 6 months after this movie?
I don't remember. Right, the one with
yeah. In my head, it's just like, so then it gets sullied with USA was an okay network.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't know if it exists. I don't think it does anymore.
What do you mean, USA? Oh yeah, USA still a network. It's just,
is it really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had shows for a while here. I mean, what's
Silk stockings and
Prince? Megan was on Suits. That's a USA show, and she got.
Oh, is it really?
Married the Prince. Yeah.
Yeah, but at this time, like, this was their flagship show.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch anything on USA. Well, it was geared towards, I feel like, my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, silk stockings and stuff. I thought it was like, they weren't making entertainment for me, so that's why I never really got into it.
Yeah.
And then they have sports occasionally.
Yes, they do. They do the Premier League now every once in a while. Some of the games from the
They had that and reruns, and that's what I tuned into USA for.
Yeah, there you go. No, it's just interesting with Bridget Fonda. I was just looking at this thing, like, she stopped acting in 2001, 2002, and apparently she suffered a pretty bad car accident that caused a fracture in her vertebra, and she became engaged to Danny Elfman. She's still married to Danny Elfman.
Did you see the pictures of him from Coachella?
Dude.
Jesus. And did you have any idea Danny Elfman was
No.
jacked? None. The people shocked by his tattoos and be like, you do realize this dude used to be in rock music, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he had another life before this, but I didn't expect him to be shredded. I was really impressed by that.
He's
Plus,
in
I
his
like the
60s, looking like Buffalo Bill survived, or looking like what's the dude from Red Dragon, Ray Fiennes' character? He looks like that character.
that
survived.
guy. What is that character's name?
Yeah, he does
I mean,
not look
obviously the
60.
dragon is what he's going to become, but
Right.
oh shit.
Oh, I know. I can't remember either. So crazy. Look
Yeah.
at him, dude.
Did not expect that because I saw it trending on Twitter and I was like, people are surprised by Danny Elfman at Coachella. And then I clicked on it and saw it and I was like, whoa.
Whoa, guy.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
Especially at your age, the amount of hours it must take you in the gym every week.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get rid of this 10 pounds I've put on in the past few months. I've been eating dessert every night like I'm fucking 20. Literally every night.
Yeah, there's a lot of us that are just kind of giving up, man. a little bit. It's happening.
I can't. Well, as being formerly fat,
Yeah.
the fat cells don't go away. So now they're all doing, they're going, oh shit, is it party time again? And they just ballooned right up, no problem. And so I can't, it's like a no dessert regime for a while. I'm going to miss it.
He's 68. Dude, he's almost 70.
Look it up, people. It's impressive.
It's mind-blowing.
Plus, I like the choice on the inking of the tattoos.
Yeah.
To have like one style overall. It's interesting.
I want to see. Are they around together? Do they take pictures together? Was she there? I wonder if she was there.
I bet you she may have gone. Why not? It's a fun little thing.
They look cute as a couple. Because they kind of. She's. Wow. She looks different. Wow. She had some work done. That's a shame. Damn, that's a shame.
I'm looking it up.
I hate when people have work done. I'm not a big fan of it. Anyway. Wait, was that you? Was that one? Yeah, that was mine. So what is, do you have one more? Do you want to talk about before we get to our lists?
Sure. Ed TV.
Oh, nice one. Yes.
I didn't know it was a Canadian film before.
Yeah.
And I also didn't know Canadians made films. So
on behalf of the top 10, I'd like to apologize for any.
I mean, come on. Outside of Strange Brew, what else do you have Canadian film wise?
There's a lot. There's so much I can't really get into. We don't have enough time left.
Oh, that nice save. So many that it's going to take up an entire show in and of itself. Do they shoot a lot up there? Yes. But I can't think of much in the way of Canadian cinema.
I mean, Delivery Man, Black Christmas. Come on, Prom Night.
So low grade horror films.
I mean, those are just that's the entry point. I love this idea. Best Canadian film. But anyway, go ahead.
I know. I want to hear what comes up. What do you got?
All right, best Canadian, top 10 Canadian films of all time.
Schindler's To-Do List.
The Sweet Hereafter, the Adam McGoyan one from 1997. Remember that one?
Sure.
Jesus of Montreal.
Great. Who doesn't remember that, Jim? Jesus of Montreal. A title like that, none of us would ever forget. I've never heard of it, and it's their 9th best. Go ahead.
Let's see here. The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz. I don't know who that is.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Ooh.
Continue.
Eastern Promises, but that's set in
that's set in Europe.
Yeah, is that considered a Canadian film? I don't know.
What is it? A Canadian production company and a Canadian director? Like that one seems like a stretch.
What about Goon? Come on, Goon.
Okay, sure, 100%.
You've got to.
But think about that. That makes their top 10. Goon's great. But should it make a top 10 list from any country's cinema? Probably not.
I think it's because they all come down here, man.
I realize that. I mean, we have amazing Canadian actors.
You do.
Jim Carrey, Ryan Reynolds. Like, there's a long list. Michael J. Fox before him.
Shatner. Come on.
Shatner, sure. Like,
yeah.
There are tons of excellent Canadian actors working down here.
Pontypool. That's another one. Starbuck.
Strange Brew doesn't even make this list.
No. I don't think Strange Brew is a Canadian film.
It's an SCTV film. That's Canadian
I don't know.
sketch comedy.
Was it made in the States?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know. Canadian comedy film. But how is it a remake though?
Oh, I'm not saying. I'm just saying in
okay.
general, Canadian, because Ed TV is based on a Canadian film, and I was like, I didn't know that. I couldn't think of another Canadian film. I had no idea it was based on a Canadian film. That's what I was blown away by.
I don't think Strange Brew is considered a Canadian film, even though it was shot in Toronto, Scarborough, Kitchener, and Hamilton, Ontario, and in British Columbia. It is produced by MGM, so I guess they don't consider it.
Yeah, I think they're wrong. It's from SCTV. From the two main actors, are they not Canadian?
I think so. Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis. Yeah. Both Canadian, yes. Max von Sydow, not Canadian.
Well, yeah, but we're focusing on the two main leads that, and I don't get that movie, but
yeah, I know. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how it's not considered a Canadian film. That's a fair point, Matt. I think absolutely. There was a sequel. What? Oh, it was planned in '99, but financing fell through. I was going to say. Thank God.
About the time that Moranis may have retired.
Oh yeah, I'm out. Ed TV is great. It's kind of the Truman. It's kind of a little bit of the lesser Truman Show, but no less. But I don't.
See, I think it's more rewatchable than the Truman Show for me.
I think you're actually right. I think the chemistry with Woody and
McConaughey, and then McConaughey and Elfman, yeah.
I feel bad for Elfman, man. I think she had a real shot. I mean, if you watch Keeping the Faith with her and Stiller and Edward Norton, that's a good movie. She's sweet in that movie. And in this too. I thought she was good in this too in Ed TV.
Yeah, I think it was just a couple projects that didn't do well and derailed it.
Yeah.
Krippendorf's Tribe.
Oh God, the one with Dreyfus.
Yeah. I mean, I remember in Grosse Pointe Blank, but I think that's her first movie role.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it's so tiny, like Krippendorf's stuff around Krippendorf's Tribe.
Yeah.
Just like where it was a flop, everybody didn't enjoy it. Where it's incredible that this individual keeps escaping, even though we know that they're the ones lighting the fires.
Yeah.
We find them with the gas and the matches, and yet we're like, it's fine. I'm pretty sure the gas is low in that tank. Be like, there's still gas in that fucking tank. How is this not a problem to you?
Yeah.
It's fine. You ever seen him try and work a lighter? Yeah, but a chimp could get that right every once and again. So,
wow. You know what she's in right now? I didn't know this. Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh my God, really?
She's been in 35 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. She's still a current cast member. Wow. Who does she fucking play in Fear the? Wow, that is shocking to me.
Well, that's the offshoot show set in Los Angeles, I believe.
Right. With what's his face? Yeah, the black actor. I forget his name. One from Snatch. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hinted at in early seasons of The Walking Dead, and once they spun off, they gave him his own.
Yeah.
That's a show that I can't believe is still going.
I can't believe the original's still going.
Yeah, what are we at? 12 years? 10 years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so she's been on since 2018. So wow. How many seasons is this motherfucking show? 7 seasons. Good God almighty, I didn't know that.
It's the same formula. Every few episodes, it's the exact same thing. It's like they have 3 episode cycles. The same crap. At least when I watched. That's why I got out after a couple seasons. I'm like, this is so repetitive.
Yeah. It does become repetitive. You're not wrong there. Wow. Okay.
Barenthal. Barenthal got out at the perfect time.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm sure he was hurt that his character gets killed off in season 1, but man, he's the only one that walked away unscathed.
Yeah. Sometimes certain things happen for a reason to get you out of a situation. And
Yeah.
you should thank God when they happen. It may hurt you in the moment, but you should thank God when they happen.
Yeah, he moved on and now I'm looking forward to his new show. That looks
Oh
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. We own the city or something like that. Yeah.
uh but yeah, he's been in several projects
Yeah.
that I think are excellent since then.
Yeah. Jenna plays a kind and mysterious nurse in the show. But Maggie Grace has done a couple seasons of the show. Jesus, or 3 seasons of the show. Wow, a lot of people. Interesting. Of these people have been on for a bit. All right. Well, there you go.
But yeah, EdTV is basically Truman Show and they're following a guy around, but it's more real as
Yeah.
opposed to in constructing this entire environment. It's more so producer came to him and said, "What if we just had a camera following around?" And then as the show grows in fame, so does it alters his life and it changes the dynamics of the people.
Yeah.
Like his mom and his mom's boyfriend, and then wants him to go to that lounge singing. It's so bad. And you feel for him in that moment, but it's got like real moments, and then the bond that he has with Woody.
Yeah.
Like, is that where their friendship started? Because they've been now thick as thieves for over a couple decades.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. I wonder. It's a
But it
great point, actually. Yeah.
must have been instantaneous because they have a great rapport between the two of them.
Right.
I can still visualize them doing that chicken dance. And he starts doing it on TV, and Woody's at home, and he's like, "You're not even doing it right," and he's just doing it by himself in the apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, anyway, EdTV is quality. But you want to get to our real list before we get out
Yeah.
of here?
Let's get to Rufus before we get on out of
All right.
here. Let's do it.
At 10, I've got The Ring.
Okay. That's my 8.
All right. At 9, I've got Insomnia, probably higher.
That's my 6. Yeah.
Okay. And 8, I've got True Lies.
That didn't make my list.
Interesting.
It's not a rewatchable movie for me. It
Okay.
really isn't. It really isn't. So, my number 10 is The Italian Job.
All right. Didn't make my list.
Okay. 9 is one of the recent entries. I have 2 of them. Ambulance. I thought the Michael Bay ambulance film
That's a remake?
that's a remake of a Dutch film. And so I had a really great time with that movie. So, and I'm going to
All I've heard are good things.
Yeah. I'm going to rewatch it over and over again. It is a fucking fantastic film.
Yeah, I don't
So-
trust Michael Bay at this point until enough people tell me it's good.
How dare you? How dare you?
Hey, look, 13th Hour or whatever it was called.
13th hour was good. 13 days.
Really
13th
good.
hour. No, you're right. 13th hour. Yeah.
That was really good. I couldn't believe that was from Michael Bay.
Come on. Pain and Gain was good. Come on now.
Let's not go too far.
Number 8 is The Ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which you said before.
I love that movie. All right. What's your 7?
7 is 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, the one we talked about earlier. Okay. And
Yeah.
your 6?
Is Coda.
That's my 4. I actually had Coda up in the top 5.
All right.
So I'm surprised by that.
Maybe
but
with time, when I see it again, these others I've seen more.
yeah, that's fair. So then my number 7 is Some Like It Hot, which I did not know was a remake.
I did not either, and that's a punt
Okay. Okay.
for me. It's my number 3.
Okay. And my number 6 is Insomnia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that before.
Yes. All right.
So my 5 doesn't make your list then, which is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
It does not. No, I just don't revere it the way other people do. I just think, to me, it's the ending. The way that they copped out on the ending and didn't make her an active part of killing the dude like they do in the original, just it insulted me on so many levels. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this one first, and then I saw the
Oh,
original.
okay.
So it changes your perception of what should happen in the end.
Fair enough. Absolutely. Okay. So then my 5 is 12 Monkeys.
All right, not on my list. Not a fan.
All right. What's your
My 4 is The Departed.
Oh yeah, that's my 2.
Okay.
My 4 is Coda.
All right.
So that's what the punt.
I already told you my 3 is Some Like It Hot.
Yep. My 3 is The Birdcage.
That's my 2.
Okay. My 2 is The Departed.
And then our 1 is Magnificent Seven.
Yes, The Magnificent Seven. Nice.
So yeah, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in common. I was assuming 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
You assumed True Lies. You assumed wrong.
I assumed True Lies.
Yeah, you assumed wrong. That's one of
3 Men and a Baby, I figured not. The
Yeah.
Ring, I figured not.
Right.
And actually, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I thought maybe. So it could have been 8.
What can I tell you?
Uh,
Just one of my least favorite films of the Schwarzenegger oeuvre is True Lies.
All right, so we'll do Magnificent Seven.
Yep.
I would say The Birdcage, it's 2, 3. And your 2 was The Departed.
Yes, my 2 is The Departed. Yes.
Okay, so The Departed. Now number
I know people
3.
passionate for not being in Infernal Affairs. I still like the movie.
I would say Some Like It Hot. I've got it at 3, and you've got it at 6, 7.
Seventh. Yeah.
All right, Some Like It Hot.
Okay.
And then Coda is 4, 6. So I'd say Coda next. All right, so we have the bottom 5 to
Okay.
do, 6 through 10.
Okay.
And we have Insomnia, and that is it.
Okay.
So you want that at 6, I guess?
Sure.
All right, so then it just becomes a question of who's got highest. Mine's my number 5.
Okay, so Magnificent Seven, Departed, Birdcage, Coda, 12 Monkeys is my next one at 5. Oh boy.
Mine is Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I will flip a coin.
All right. All right, if you say so.
Yeah, I don't get it with 12 Monkeys.
What?
I rolled across the room. One sec.
Discover the saga of the North Gods.
Gilliam would be pleased.
Oh,
12 Monkeys.
Yes. Nice. All right.
All right. Your next highest. Mine is my 6.
We put Insomnia on the list already, so go ahead with your 6. That was my 6.
All right. 3 Men and a Baby. And now we have one spot left. I have my 8.
Which is?
True Lies.
Well, I guess it makes the list because my 8 is The Ring, but since I won the last one, I have to default to you. So, all right.
Oh, I apologize. I forgot you had The Ring. We both have The Ring.
Oh, okay.
So I'll put that above 3 Men and a Baby. I'll put it at 9.
Okay.
Done. All right. That's 1 through 10.
Nice. All right. Here we go. The top 10 American remake of foreign films. Yeah. At number 10.
3 Men and a Baby.
At number 9.
The Ring.
At number 8.
The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
At number 7.
12 Monkeys.
At number 6.
Insomnia.
Oh, sorry about that. At number 5.
Coda.
At number 4.
Some Like It Hot.
At number 3.
The Departed.
At number 2.
The Birdcage.
And our number 1 American remake of a foreign film is
The Magnificent Seven.
such a great theme song, The Magnificent Seven. And a great film. So great stuff. A lot of fun films to talk about and explore. I hope you all enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun and a little bit of our basketball talk as well. It's always fun to do that too.
Yeah, and Mike Tyson pummel each other, and Danny Elfman's ripped shreds as 68-year-old man. There's all kinds in today's show.
Yeah,
We hope you enjoy it.
Book it. Tyson versus Elfman. I want to see it.
Next week we've got an excellent Boss Hog topic.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We'll have shout outs on next week's shows. Our thank you to everybody. And if you're a member, tune in live next week for the show.
Yeah.
By the time you're hearing it, it will go out. Looks like John will be in Vegas.
Yeah,
when
it's going to be interesting time to take and see what we can figure out on that day. Because the night ones are when the big ones are. So as long as I'm good to go by then, I shouldn't be an issue doing it from the hotel room in Vegas. And I'm bringing my stuff, so it'll be fun. So
and if you happen to see a mirror with some white lines on it in the background, just pay no attention. That's Snyder's, actually. That's the official stance of the show.
You know it'll be Snyder's.
That's Snyder's. And then you see Snyder just bouncing off the walls. John, what are we going? What are we doing? What's going on?
Just pop it.
Who do you think? Got a lot of pep in his step, baby.
What do you think just called 2 minutes ago? That son of a bitch. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, let's get on out of here. Thank you all so much for listening to us. And if you're not supporting the show yet as a patron member, please support us here on the top 10. You see all the multiple tiers you can be a part of. Like I said, $5 and above, you get to be a part of Topic Thunder. And as Matt said, you get to $10 and above, you get to listen live when we do every second and fourth Thursday of the month. We do them live for people to enjoy and get ahead of time from the people who get it on Tuesday. So there you go. Matt, what else do we have to? Where can they find you?
You can hit up the show on Twitter. It's at Top 10 Show, all spelled out. It's on the screen right above my head. Otherwise, on YouTube and Instagram, it is / the Top 10 Podcast with the number 10. So hit us up over there, or otherwise, you can check me out at Matt Nost. And if you want another movie related show, I do one called Settle the Score. Love to have you over there. Otherwise, NBA Action, Dropping Dimes. You can search for either of those two shows anywhere you get podcasts. And that is it for me this week.
Nice. As for me, you can follow me at The Roca Says on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, The Outlaw Nation on Twitch, and my YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Roca Says. And the two other podcasts I do, the Cinephiles and the Geek Buddies, that are out there for you to enjoy as well. All right, y'all be well. Take care of yourselves. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of the Top 10 Show.